Let's see if we can merge without murdering anybody. Good morning, everybody, and happy Friday, or at least it's Friday now for me. And where are we? We're doing another run of American Truck Simulator. That's right. We're continuing our American Truck Simulator journey up the American West Coast as we have decided to start our adventure driving all the way down to as far south as we could get, which turned out to be Yuma. Well, at least in the inside of the California region. And we're currently driving our way up north in an attempt to get to Bellingham, the farthest north point currently on the map. And I actually believe it's actually the farthest north city in the American U.S. As far as the lower 48 goes. And once we're up to Bellingham, then we can go off and explore some of these other wonderful places. So the missions and the way we've been doing it currently is we're doing quick jobs. That's been the rules, and we do quick jobs, starting with where we stopped and continuing on from there. Now, looks like the game time in the world is 2:47 a.m. Although here in real life it's like 10:40 a.m. And so we're gonna start off in the night, and it might sunrise. We might see some sunrise before we get going on to the next city. I've got some upgraded equipment we're running today, and took a little bit and reinvested in a few bits and gizmos. I got to update some of the other stuff still, but it's very exciting. We are going with some new stuff. I make sense most of the time. Have you ever met a dad that didn't ramble? All right. Well, let's go ahead and pull up the map. Let's see. Last time we made it to Medford, Oregon. That's right. We made it to Oregon before we stopped. Let's see if we can get a run up the coastline, maybe to Portland, and from there head on the way through Washington. But it's all going to depend on what the job market's got to offer us. So we're going to hit the job market. We're going to do quick job, and then we're going to take a look. We're going to select Medford, and from there we are going to go on and select more. Okay. I'm looking at the audio settings here. I can see my broadcast audio coming through. I hope that we're seeing the game audio as well. It's very interesting. Let me, you know what? I'm going to just do a test here. Apologies, everybody. New gear, new equipment. Equipment. Test. Test, test, test. Test, test, test. Test, test, test. Then we got a bunch of echoes there because I was looping back on my feed. All right. I need to remember to go through and cut all of that out before we go on. So, all right, everybody, we're starting here in Medford, and we're going to head our way on north, picking up from last time, following the quick job offer mission trail that we've set for ourselves. Let's see what we have available. Well, that gets us pretty far north, heading up to the Dales. We'll be hauling about almost 8K there, hauling raw milk. That's kind of interesting. What else we got on the offer? Ooh, meat taking us to Portland. Kind of the destination I wanted to go, so we might go with that one. And then we've got Kenwick. Oh, that takes us off to eastern Washington. Not quite the direction I wanted to head, but still kind of interesting. Oh, we've got some other jobs heading us back south there to other places. Well, all things considered, what can we say, right? Meat heading to Portland. That's up by 5. Should be a nice simple drive. That's essentially what we want. So we're going to go ahead and take that. And we're going to let that load in. What are y'all drinking today while you watch the video? I don't know about you. I've always got a beverage of some sort, whether it's water, a seltzer, coffee, beer, what have you. Leave a comment. The doobly doo. Tell me what you're doing. I'm starting off with a Coke Zero because I'm a dad and I need to cut back on some of those random calories because I have children and there's snacks in this house 24/7. By the way, I apologize if my voice sounds a little funny today, as it is just now the beginning of spring in these parts and my allergies have noticed. So we are working on fixing that. All right, let's power up the... Oh, it looks kind of nice in here. All right, we're going to get some lights on. Oh, look at that. This is a fancy truck. Aren't you a fancy truck? All right, let's see if we can set up this dashboard. just going to go with that. Nice and simple. Let's take a look at the external camera. Oh, it's another double trailer. I wish they would tell us that ahead of time. I mean, it's just up I-5, but folks, you know I am not the world's best with double trailers. Boy, it looks like we're pulling it straight off the farm. I mean, those could be places where people actually live. I'm not completely sure. That could just be offices. Could be offices, and you hear the cows in the distance. All right. Well, let's do this. Let's do this. So we're gonna have, at least it's a fairly straight exit. So we're just gonna pull our way on out here and see if we can't get our way onto the road. Start off a little bit of a dirt road here. Just kick on the high beams. I might need to adjust the audio again for the truck itself. It feels like they turn it up every time I turn the game off. And I don't like too much of the engine and cab noise overwhelming the game, because then y'all can't hear me. You could watch anybody play this, but you're here to watch me, right? Terrible dad humor. I know. Alright, let's give a quick stop there. And let's check our audio settings really quick, everybody. I'm just going to take a peek there. Master volume, truck volume. You know, we're just going to turn that master volume down a little bit. It might be my own headphones, but still. Y'all let me know if I turn that down too much. Alright? Okay, back to the road. There we go. It's too early in the morning for driving such a big truck. Well, that is what they pay the big bucks for. This reminds me of road trips when I was a young man. Taking off at this time, like 2, 3 in the morning, was definitely a thing we would do. Oh, it looks like they... Yeah, no, what is it, 255?
Keep left, and then turn left.
But we would, sometimes we were heading up I-5. Normally it'd be from, like, Northern California heading up.
Turn left.
If you had a big trip, you'd want to leave at, like, 2, 3 in the morning. So that way when you started to reach the big cities up north, you didn't have to deal with too much traffic, hopefully. And, you know, taking off that early seemed like such a great idea as a young man. Now that I'm older, maybe not as much as I used to, but back in the day, I loved a good early road trip. Whereas now as an adult, like, look, okay, we can leave at 8, we can leave at 7, we can even leave at 6. But unless there's a good reason to, I'm not going to leave at 2 in the morning. Get your sleep while you can get it, folks. One of these days you'll be old and you'll never be able to sleep again. Free advice.
Keep right, and then turn right.
Alright, looks weird. We are taking I-5 north, quote-unquote,
right.
Eugene. Oh, slow down, taking that a little too fast. Oh, this truck is... I am a little rusty. I would hate to be behind me on this on-ramp. They would be screaming at me right now. Alright, let's see if we can merge without murdering anybody. Another real short on-ramp here. Okay. Alright, we're on the freeway, folks. Things are gonna get simpler from here. Driving along down the road, and there's no radio. You know, for a road trip by yourself, so music, podcast, lost with your thoughts, not so bad. It's hard to decide what to do, though, if you're on a road trip with friends, right? Like, part of you, I'm sure, oh, look, hey, we finally hit an area where the truck speed is above 55. We can go all the way up to 60 in this state. Thank you, Orchid. But as I was saying, when you're on a road trip with friends, it's always hard to decide sometimes if you want to talk or just kind of zen, you know, just chill. can be very overrated sometimes, not chilling when you have the opportunity. Always taken for granted. But, I mean, sometimes the road sparks a lot of good conversation. I think it depends on how long it's been since you've seen your friends, who's the driver, right? Like, I feel like there's always somebody who's got to be the passenger whose job is to amuse the driver if the driver wants amusing. Because the back seat, they're not usually so good at that. So you need to have the best person picked to be passenger, so the driver doesn't go mad and drive the car off the road. And then, of course, the cardinal sin is falling asleep on the road trip, and then you leave the driver to themselves with everybody else passed out. Which, as a dad, let me tell you, is definitely a thing that happens on family road trips. I've had it happen on friend road trips before. It's so rude. So rude. Man. Trying to run any cars off the road here. Let's just get over it. Oh, you know what? Now that lane's merging back. Smooth. Finding something of a incline here, and 2 trailers full of meat. The truck is feeling it. Here we go. You know, it's the silliest thing, the realism of this game. While there are certainly games whose graphic engines are definitely a little bit better, they really capture the signage, the looks of the roads, the cars. Like, the ambiance is so perfect. And let's be honest, that's a big chunk of what makes these games, gives them their appeal, is that ambiance. But I would love to see the draw distance improved a little bit. I think if there was one thing that I was sad about, is that the draw distance is not as ideal as it could be. But it's not bad considering this game was made in like 2015, 2016, somewhere around there. One of these days, we've got to do a road trip with. Well, we'll get our own truck. We'll go on like a drive about without any cargo, just to drive in order to just drive. And we will do road trip rules. We'll stop at all the pit stops, so that way we can pick up snacks, see all the gas stations. We could go on a mission to collect all the gas stations and all the rest stops. But not when I'm carrying this much cargo. With 2 trucks, I am not eager. With 2 trailers, I am not eager to stop or get off the road any more than I have to. Oh, buddy, come on. Oh, why you do that? You're gonna force me to slow down? Come on. We're on. Oh, that's so rude. That's so rude. You get out of the way. I can't get over. Oh, he's brake checking me. Oh. Wasted precious time as I've got to speed up and slow down. There's a car way back there, and I can't tell if they're... Okay, I'm just going to let these guys pass me. And we can get over in the fast lane, because I have a ways to go, and I'm tired of being brake checked by regular cars in the slow lane. That's so rude. Thankfully we got the bypass. I didn't even think about the way stations when I got over in this lane. Whatever. And they just dropped the truck speed limit back to 55. All the forces conspire against us, my friends. Alright, when I say it that way, it makes me think of like a trucking role-playing game. And what would that be like? like an RPG, throw some classic Japanese RPG elements into it, and build a trucking game like that. How would that even work? Although it occurs to me which one is it? Final Fantasy 15, I think. While there's not trucking, it is basically the entire game is a giant road trip with some prince and his three best bros on the bro road trip of their lives, fighting monsters and hitting sock hops and drinking milkshakes. So it's not like the Japanese haven't flirted with the concept of a road trip RPG. So now can we get them to apply that? What's going on over there? Wow. Can we get them to apply that to a trucking sim? I think we could. I think there's room for it. And can you capture the ambiance of a trucking game like this, but throw in some of the fantasy elements of a Final Fantasy world or something, without making it too obnoxious? Look, that's a challenge that if I had a studio, I could see accepting. I feel like there's a crossover in these markets waiting to be exploited. But maybe that's just me. Alright, there's our first rest area. Hello, rest area! You look pretty cool. Don't worry, we're gonna go on a mission to collect all of y'all, like Pokemon. Meanwhile, did I accidentally turn off my cruise control? I turned off my cruise control. Uh-oh. See if we can get back up to speed here. I don't even know how I did that. Must have tapped the brakes a little bit. Guys. Alright, you're probably a milk truck if I had to wager a guess. We're not going to let us meat boys get stopped by the milk truck. Meat! Look, milk is great. We can make cheese, ice cream, all sorts of things out of dairy products. But, you know, we need these two loads of beef. We're beefy boys. We are delivering the beef goods to Portland, Oregon. So, you know, it's going to wind up in a bunch of food trucks probably, I guess. You know, some bespoke burger outfits, and that's fine. That's fine. You know, there's always a place and a time for people to explore the world of meat through whatever their local lens is. Not meat, if that's not your thing, but I will admit I do like the meats. Although as a dad, I'm an avid proponent of a varied diet. Whether adult or child, I try to make sure that my red meat intake does not constitute the primary part of my diet. Ooh, are we coming up on the edge of town here for something? Oh, it must be, because they just dropped the speed limit again. Oh boy. Man, our local friends are not being that friendly. Okay, guys. Stop that. This looks lovely. A nice little... some office buildings off that way. I like this overpass. This is a lovely overpass. You could probably, like, you know, if we had some RPG characters, we could hang out on that overpass and stare at the cars and talk about life. If you set the camera up right, we'd get kind of that anime vibe. You know, it's best done during a sunrise or a sunset if we're going to take advantage of the top terrain best. But nothing beats an overpass scene. Whether it's two lovers or two friends chatting about some dramatic moment. Or about how they're going to make it big and get out to the big city. I think it depends on what kind of movie we're in. We would have to know that. Well, we're out here on the open road, folks. So what's on your mind? What would you like to talk about? I know half the reason to go and drive with a dad, whether it's your dad or somebody else's dad, is... well, I mean, sometimes just to get away and an excuse to listen to music. Away from the judgment of mom or the rest of the people in your house. But sometimes it's to chat. Chat about life, ask questions, just get stuff off your chest. So, you know, leave your comments below in the doobly-doo. Or in the chat if you're here with me live. Tell me what's up. What is on your mind today? A lot going on in the world. Maybe that concerns you. Maybe you have questions or thoughts about that. But on the other hand, maybe you just have some strong opinions on cheese that you would like to share. I find that no matter how hard I try, I'll never be as popular as cheese. I don't know where that quote came from, but there's a quote out there about cheese and how you'll never be as popular as cheese. But then I've never met anybody that doesn't have some strong opinions about cheese. Whether favorite cheeses, Cheez-Its versus cheese foods, such as Kraft Singles or Velveeta, things that aren't exactly cheese but a kind of cheese. Hello, Highway Patrol or State Trooper. I don't remember which Oregon has. Are we still in Oregon? I think we're still in Oregon. Oh yeah, our destination's Portland, so of course we're still in Oregon. Yep, just get kind of the nice camera shot here, folks. Where are we coming up on? Salem. Oh, hey, I have family in Salem. Lovely area. Lovely area. Nice vibe. Lots of greenery. And I grew up in a very dry part of the California North State. So to me, this place always looks so beautiful. I don't know that I'd want to live in Salem, but fun to visit. And the speed limit's gone down again. They're just messing with us now. So I'm getting the vibe that they'll allow us trucks to go up to 60 outside a city limit on the freeway here. But in the city limits, it is restricted. Salem discovered. Inside the city limits, it's restricted to 55. Which is probably fair. It's probably fair, especially if you're hauling, what must be several tons of beef. More scenic overpasses. I like the ivy on that wall. What do we got going on over here? Oh, some nice gas stations. Looks like a good... Oh, Ray's Hamburgers. We could get a hamburger there. Got some nice hotels going on over here. I bet you if I was familiar with the area, I would recognize that exit. That looks like one that's modeled directly off real life. But it's 9:02 in the morning. Well, no, it's 7:25 in the morning, and this beef is due by 9 in the morning, so we cannot stop for a burger, folks. We have to press on. We can get ourselves a tasty burger after we deliver our goods to our friends. Our friends in the meat industry. Okay. Coming up on the big city. Ooh. Now this looks like we're hitting the outskirts of Portland. Perfect. Which in real life is not nearly this close to Salem, but the way this game handles things. Alright. Well, let's slow it down a little bit. Now we got to keep out. We got our exit
right,
coming up, I think.
And then turn right.
Portland discovered. We need a way to trigger that
right.
chat and get a little air horn or something to fire up every time. To fire up every time we do that. Air horn, Portland discovered. Something like that. Yeah. This is another one of those lovely marvels of cement and steel. Lord knows what else. These giant, crazy interchanges. I want to call them an interchange. Where basically you're hefting cars into the sky and flinging them all over to redirect traffic. It's just madness, if you ask me. Alright, something tells me we've got to get over. Alright. We're going to continue on. I think we want this path. I think we want to take this particular bit heading towards. So we're going onto the Dales, off to 84. Okay. Alright. We'll do that. Oh, we got it. Cruise control's not handling the descent very well. I've been through Portland a handful of times in my life, but it's never really been an actual destination. Just a paid place that we pass through. Hey chat, what's Wolf68K? Keyboard driving. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I would love to invest in a whole full-blown a wheel and pedal setup. But as a dad with a toddler, the nightmarishness of dealing with trying to keep him from yanking that out of the computer or to play with it all the time would make it. You don't miss those days, the toddler days? He's precious and adorable, but I will be happy when he can speak a proper sentence and clean his own butt and not pull everything off. As it is, when he's home, I'm lucky to have 5 to 15 minutes uninterrupted in a row. He's adorable, but I look forward to having some breathing room again. Oh, you don't miss the keyboard driving days. Well, that's also fair. I think this game would be lovely to drive with a good wheel and pedal setup. Like I said, one of these days I'd like to invest, but we'll see. Invested a little bit in the new microphones and camera and all that we're using today. And who knows, if this takes off enough, maybe come this summer I could see getting myself a actual steering wheel. But I'm sure if you're watching the screen, it is super obvious when somebody's driving with a keyboard. Just the control's not the same, and if you do an exterior camera shot or something trying to keep control, it just doesn't have the same vibe. They do a pretty good job of all things making it playable this way, but it's not the preferred way, though. Oh, I let myself bleed off way too much speed there. I don't even know what I was thinking. Alright, looks like we're going to need to pull over here to get out of this lane.
Keep left.
And what are we back on here? We went from 84, looks like we are on the 205. Alright, sure. Naturally. I tell you, that Portland interchange is one of the more complicated ones I've gone through on I-5. I could try a game controller. That's not a bad idea. I do have a Microsoft game controller, one of their Xbox/PC style ones, and that might not be too bad a fit. Assuming I can map enough keys to the controller to handle all the stuff I want, that's not a bad idea.
Keep right.
Now we want to go back right again. Alright, we can do this. Oh, this is our exit. Alright. Yeah, that's not a bad thought.
Keep left,
controller.
and then turn left.
It's not. Oh, we're going to miss the light. That's okay. That's okay. It's going to give us a chance to stop. Just kind of enjoy the view for a minute. Oh, that's a lovely view. Oh, I like that. All right. Once we hit Portland here, we're going to drop off this beef, and we're going to see what we can pick up. Still targeting Bellingham. That's where we're driving today, folks. And then from there, we'll see where the wind takes us. But trying to get to the farthest northern point here in the Pacific Northwest. And then maybe meander to some parts of the map that I've never been. Right now, we're just doing quick jobs. Letting the customer pay for the truck and everything, you know? Alright. I do love all the greenery, though. This is a beautiful part of the state. Look at this. Oh, no, that's not our light. That's somebody else's. We're not there yet. So how's everybody's morning out there? Whether you're watching this live or you're watching the recorded stream here on Twitch or over on YouTube, you should leave a comment. Let me know what you're up to while you're watching or how your day is going, how's your week. Because interactions help. Liking helps. Following helps. But also because otherwise I feel like I'm talking to myself.
Keep left. Then
To myself. And if I wanted to talk to myself only, I could just play video games by myself without all of you. I assume a few of you are in the office. Or just got home from work, depending on which coastline you're on. Oh. Okay. Alright, looking fun over there. Alright, we're going to take a left and then a right. With all these trucks... Ugh, what are they, monsters? Okay.
Turn right.
We're going to swing super wide here for this.
It was a nice ride.
All right. Where do you want it? Okay, we're going to try this parking. But I'm not making y'all any promises. I'm parking with a keyboard. Yeah, just bring it over here, bud. It's fine. It's fine. Could you imagine being one of the people parked here at this market and you see this gentleman come through with 2 giant trailers full of beef who clearly doesn't know what he's doing? Oh, okay, okay. You know, we're not doing bad. We're not doing bad. Switch to the outside cam. See if they're going to make us line up straight, or if this is going to count as good enough. Oh, they want it straight. Boy, oh boy. Let me tell you, truck drivers earn their money, folks. Give them a little extra space on the road. Don't crowd them. Turn too early? Yeah, I think you're right. Wonder if it back up now. Backing up with 2 trailers is not... I mean, I could barely back up. No, that's a bad idea. That's the wrong way, Connor. But there... Yeah, we're just going to have to abort the park and let the computer do it. Well, I gave it a shot. We learned from our mistakes, though. Let's go ahead and see what experience points they give us. 676. Ooh, we gained a level. All right, what do we got available? Fuel economy, long distance, high value cargo. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and take another thing of long distance, folks. That'll unlock some more options for us. Give us a little bit more routes to work with. And pull up our map. So we have made it here through Oregon in one nice clean drive, thanks to I-5 and the 84 and the 205. So now, I wonder if we can get a job all the way up to Bellingham from Portland. We might have to swing around a few different places depending, or to Seattle and then from there to Bellingham. But let's see what the job market is giving us. And current rules, we're sticking with quick jobs. And we're starting where we stopped. Okay, Ontario, Oregon. Okay, well, that's the wrong direction. All the way down to Jackpot, Nevada. No. Utah. Boise. Boy, they're really trying to get us to go east. Idaho. Boise. Tacoma. Tacoma might be the best bet we have, folks. Let's take a look here. We could do Wenatchee. That would be interesting. That'd be up over into eastern Washington. You know, or Yakima even. I think Tacoma's going to get us closest to our target, folks. What do you think? What do we got there? Taking close to Tacoma. All right, sure. To the port of Tacoma. Not bad. We'll do that job. All right. Pays well enough and takes us in the right direction anyhow, right? So what are we going to do? Oh, just start us facing the fence. Some of these starts are so mean. Another double trailer with, like, no room. Oh, my gosh. They hate me so much. Oh, wow. Wow. Oh, look at that. They barely even got this truck in here. Oh. All right.
Ready to roll.
Ooh, classic interior here. Look at this. I still feel like, look at how nice the back is there. You know, would you want to live out of one? I don't know, but you could either carry a bunch of passengers, like the whole fam, I guess, or, you know, turn it into a nice little space to nap, chill, relax, whatever you're doing. Kind of lush. I don't know if the average trucker's interior looks this nice. Oh, I like the little see-through on the door. I wonder if there's one down here that I can't see with the camera. But you can see one down there under the handle where you can see the road. That's kind of cool. And you got your mirrors and everything. Okay. Well, let's get out of here if we can. If we can. Oh. There we go, folks. Back on the road. Looks like we're going to go straight from here and take that light. Traffic allowing. This is
Turn left.
so we can get out of here without catching on that fence. Yep. Okay.
Turn left.
Alrighty. There we go.
Keep right, and then turn right.
Looks like we're taking a right here onto
Turn right.
the 84. Okay, so we'll probably be heading into that interchange that we just navigated our way through to get back on I-5 South eventually. I mean, not south. That's the wrong direction. I-5 North. And here we go. Here we go.
Keep right.
And then the direction of Vancouver, that's the right direction. So we're going to get turned onto the 205. And that'll eventually be back up with the I-5 for us.
Keep left.
There we go, folks. Back on the open road and on our way to Tacoma. 10 in the morning, not even lunchtime. Looks like we'll be arriving there at 12, so probably lunchtime. I imagine we picked up some Mickey D's on our way out. We didn't take the truck through the trailer, so truck through the trailer, truck through the drive-through, so I'm sure we had to find something. But are you a McGriddles fan? A sausage McMuffin? I like a sausage McMuffin. Sausage McMuffin with egg, not bad. We're gonna have to no, okay. Road work ahead, it looks like. Hopefully nothing too crazy, folks. Looks like this is going to be our
Keep right.
exit here.
Then turn right.
And this should take us onto the 5 if I'm a
Turn
gambling
right.
man. Oh no, the 14. Interesting.
Keep right.
Down here taking it too fast, and you were. Keep right. Alright, all the way around. Okay.
Keep left. Keep left.
Let us over. Alright. Alright, Vancouver. That means we're in Washington State now, folks. It's like a fine morning. Fine morning indeed. Okay, here comes I-5 north. We took the 84
Keep right.
to the 205 to the, what is this, the 88? We're on something. And then now, the I-5 north. This looks familiar. Yep. Seen this many a time in days past. Alright, they're gonna let us get back up to 60.
Keep left.
Driving down the road. Well, chat, what do you think? Do you think we will get to Yakima and find a route all the way up to Bellingham? Or we're going to have another stop after that? Do you think we need music? Or is the driving best with music? And should we have less audio, less vocal narrative? Or more? I am thinking about putting together a series of just driving without the audio narrative. With the audio for the game, but without the narrative. For the purposes of posting. Little coffee break down there. Gas over there. Okay. But that's for another day. We've already started this day off very chatty, so why should we stop? Looks like it's a lovely spring or maybe early summer day in American Truck Simulator. I feel like it's somewhere on the cusp between spring and summer permanently, but I don't know enough about the plant cycle to be 100% on that. But you get a little bit of rain, you get a lot of sunshine. The weather's never too wintry. So when we're on the open road here, we can pretend that things that I say make sense. Gotta get those streaming hours in, folk. Gotta work it. Driving along.
Keep left.
Driving, singing a song. The kind of thing a dad does. Did your dad sing random nonsense songs occasionally on road trips? Was he pretty quiet? My stepdad was a pretty quiet driver, and he could barely even tolerate the radio being on, to be honest, or music being repeated. Like, you know, as kids, you'd want to listen to the same thing over and over and over, because that's how kids are. And Dad's like, no. To be fair, I think he liked the road trip part of the family trips like that, but I think he was less excited about having all the rest of us along to spoil his peace and quiet. Like, okay, this wouldn't be so bad if the children and everybody else were just quiet. That's how it felt with my dad on road trips. He's a real character that way. Oh, they're just... I love when the cars slow down for no reason here. Oh, now we gotta get back over. You guys gave me... Wow. Stay left, stay right, stay left, stay right. Left, right, right, right. Port of Tacoma coming up in half a mile. Okay, we're getting really close to our exit here,
Keep
folks.
right, and then exit right.
Hopefully a fairly straightforward one, because we are carrying quite a bit of cargo. 2 trailers of meat. not meat. Your trailers are closed this time. Took that exit too fast and am not turning enough to make up for it. Gonna have to make do. Alrighty. Hey, look, it's the Tacoma Dome. Hi, Tacoma Dome. Or whatever they call it these days. Pretty sure it's the Tacoma Dome. That's what they call it still. Alright. We're off the freeway. Of course, there's light. The port. Got some gas over here. Don't see any fancy food options, so we might have to pick up some gas station fare for our next stage of the journey, folks. But you know, that's how these things work. That's the trucker life. Which direction do we have to turn up ahead? I wish they would let me know. Should it be in the right lane or the left lane? It doesn't say, because... Alright, I'm glad that we have a GPS system in this game. On. But in real life, your GPS would indicate to you a little bit earlier what kind of turn to expect up ahead. I think it's going to be either going straight on in or a right turn. So we'll stick with this lane. And hopefully that's the case. Slow down. It's a real slow group entrance. Okay, it looks like a small right turn.
Keep right, and then turn right.
Keep right, then turn right. Oh, look at this exit. Oh my gosh, folks. Oh, and this turn up here. I don't know if it would be possible for me to get that truck around there. Alright, let's see where they want it. Okay, we will give that a try, but like our last parking attempt, we will not make any promises, folks. I'm lucky if we can get this load into the lot without scraping the side of the trailers off. Alright. We got a visual on our parking spot yet? Looks like we're going to go around these bad boys, which I'm sure is not what you're supposed to do. Oh, they'll say exit only. Are you kidding me? Oh, there's our entrance over there. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, folks. We're jackknifing these things everywhere. Can I turn enough to save it? I did not. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh, yep, 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 yep. Alright. Worst parking job ever. We're gonna pull on over. You know, one of these days we'll put together a master clip of just all the terrible parking jobs I've done over the years. What do y'all think? I think that would be great. Alright, now we're going to just try and line her up, cheat using the old drone cam footage, and hopefully that'll do the trick. Can you imagine the guys here on the stock just watching this truck driver? Like, what is that guy doing? You know what? We salvaged that. We saved that. Alright. Let's unhitch. Not a ton of experience, but tolerable. Very tolerable, folks. I say that, look off to the side. Well, that's because I see the chat over here, but I know you're all over here. What am I doing? Okay, that puts us where on the map? We are at Tacoma, folks. We are just a hop, skip, and a jump from Bellingham. If we are lucky, then they will allow us to finish the drive to the north. Go to the job market to the quick job like we've been doing, following the rules. We got to pick up a job where we last stopped. We're not in Seattle. We're in Tacoma. Do they have a job that will take us the proper direction? Because if they don't, we could be in trouble. Eugene's the wrong way. Oh, Sandpoint is not where we want to go. Spokane is not where we're going to. Idaho, all the way back down. Kennewick. Port Angeles. That's definitely the wrong direction. Oh, we can head over to Wenatchee and then hope that from Wenatchee we get something that takes us either to Seattle or to Everett. Oh, boy. What is this hauling? Meat? 30,000 pounds? That sounds like 2 trucks again to me. That's what that sounds like. Boy, I don't want to do that. All the way back down to... Well, we gotta follow the rules we're playing with, folks. Port Angeles is going to take us up onto the peninsula. So, and I don't know if the game has a ferry there. So, I don't even know if there's a ferry from that region over to Bellingham. I think there used to be once upon a time, but not these days. So, Wenatchee it is. All right. Let's go to Wenatchee. Tell me, what do people watch in the morning for their morning streams? It's early part of the day. At least it is around these parts. Let's take a look. Do we have 2 trailers? Oh, just 1 trailer, thank the maker. This is going to be so much better. All right, let's get her started up.
Let's do this.
Yet another truck. Okay. It's that'll work for us as far as things go. All right, let's set up our camera and let us get out of here. You know, after driving 2 stretches with double trailers, this will hopefully feel nice. Just gonna swing wide here a little bit so our turn out hopefully isn't too terrible. Now, I am no expert. We're still learning the ways of the truck, so hopefully that'll go good.
Turn left.
You know, folks, for a while I was experimenting with playing this game in VR, because it can be done that way. It takes a little bit of work to get it set up. But, boy, the current engine does struggle a little bit, and the eyeballs
Get
a
ready
little
to turn
mad.
right.
Ooh, this is a loud truck. Listen to that cabin. Very loud. All right, well, that's okay. We'll
Turn
work
right.
with it.
And then keep right.
We're going to go ahead, do a stop, get a turn. We're going to take a wide turn here, folks. And it looks like we're going to get onto... They're going to put us
Keep right.
on,
And then turn right.
onto the freeway? Okay, they're taking us onto the freeway. Looks like we're going to start on
Turn
I-5
right.
North. I'm reading this map right. And we'll see how it goes from there. Probably divert us off in a way. So, can't go rogue. We can't go rogue and take our load all the way up to Bellingham. That doesn't count. We need to do legitimate jobs. So, that's what we're going to do, folks. Oh yeah, this thing drives so nice after all that time. And we immediately get flagged to pull over into a way station as soon as we get our drive started. Okay. Alright. Fine, Mr. Government Man.
Rerouting.
I mean, you know, who am I? The judge. I understand. We're gonna stop at your truck scale. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Okay, you should worry about that. I drove too far. Inspection. See? No contraband. We're not overloaded. I mean, look, I'm just the operator. I don't even own this vehicle. I'm not an owner-operator. I'm just an operator. And to be honest, Mr. Officer, sir, they probably should not even have hired me for this job. I'm just a dude off the internet. And, you know, I got kids to feed and be real. Oh, yep, see, they've got us already back on the road. All right. back on our way. Okie doke. Gonna get ourselves up to. Oh, let us over, bud. Get ourselves up to speed since they still let us drive 60 through this region.
Keep left.
I can get that cruise control kick in. There we go. Well, we discovered Seattle, so that's something. Hitting the map button. That's not how the game works, Conrad. All right. So, we're on our way to Wenatchee, which is still north-ish of where we were, but it's not as north-ish as I would like it to be. And that's okay. That's the way the game goes sometimes. So we're going to continue on our journey. Our plan this morning was to do about an hour of driving, and then from there we can kind of see how things go. For those of you just joining us, we are driving down the road this morning, trying to get to the northmost point on the map currently, which is Bellingham, Washington. And we are using quick jobs to do that. And our rule is we have to take a quick job from where we stopped onto our next destination. And we were in Tacoma, and they didn't offer us a job up by 5. Oh no, they're sending us off to Wenatchee. So we're heading off to eastern Washington, because I'm pretty sure that counts. Mountains sure are beautiful in this area. Look at that. Look at that. Okay, wow. I am steering like a maniac. Okay. Look at that up ahead. Look at that. It's beautiful, isn't it? Those bluffs, cliffs, buttes. I'm going to say bluffs. Those probably count as bluffs, wouldn't you say? I'll be honest, I am not familiar with this particular part of Washington. I don't think I've ever driven out east this particular direction. But it sure is lovely. Looks like we're going to pass through the mountains, which I was kind of expecting. I think Wenatchee is on the other side. But, again, haven't been this particular direction. And, of course, passing through the mountains in these games is always way simpler than it is in real life. I like that they've actually got some mountain views here. But the game scale working the way it does, they don't quite capture the majesty of the mountains, which is always a little disappointing. But what are you going to do? There you have it, huh? Here we are. Looks like we're coming down out of that stretch of mountains already. See the colors starting to change. I'm expecting to see things get a little less green as we pass through. If memory serves, even down in this region, it should be a little bit drier, a little yellower than what we see over on the coast. I like the coast. I like the green. But I know some people really like the kind of rural beauty of eastern Washington. I had a grandfather out that way. As I could tell, he farmed dirt, because every time we visited, there was nothing in the fields. It was just always seemed like, it was the wrong time of year to actually see anything growing. He seemed to like it. Or at least he betrayed that he liked it. I don't know how much of that was just because that's where the work took him. Or what. I don't think he owned the farm he worked on, sadly enough. But alas, he was one of those grandfathers that I didn't know quite as well as I wish I had, because, I was a young man at the time. Oh, there goes another one of our rest areas, folks. And again, I do promise that one of these days, I think we'll go on a drive just so we can explore them all. really captures that road trip vibe when we hit a rest stop. But here we are. So what's everybody playing these days? What is the new hotness for the game space? I mean, I'm sure it's not American Truck Simulator. This is a nice, relaxing thing to watch and play. But I don't think it's what the kids are doing. It's for all of us old men.
Keep right, and then exit right. Exit right.
How far are we? 70 miles? We're getting pretty close as far as game time goes. Hour and 30 minutes isn't too bad. Alright, we're taking 97,
left,
heading through the
Then
countryside.
turn left.
Oh, got a light. That's just, well, since we've got a turn here. Well, I wouldn't hate it if they... Oh, that's part of the world they haven't mapped yet. How many parts of the world they have mapped, they just don't let us go to. This gets back to my American Trucking Simulator conspiracy theories. For those of you who are new to the channel, I do have my conspiracy theories that they have games within the game. You know, where you can walk around on foot and a whole secret world that just them as the developers get to play with. There, the light finally turned on. Thank goodness. But yeah, that's my theory. So when I see these little barriers or some of the more ornate buildings and structures, part of me is like, I am sure, 100% sure, that they have a secret world in the world. Game that's been getting developed this long? Come on, of course they do. And you're like, no, Cobra, that's crazy. Look, game developers get bored, just like the rest of us. Surely they have a little bit of fun with that. Yep, here we go. You can definitely tell them we're heading out towards Easton, Washington, folks. Look at the color change here. And it is funny, to my eyes, parts of Eastern Washington resemble Northern California so much. The kind of the rolling hills and the color and the kind of plants we see. It's not quite the same, but there's a lot of similarity in some of the areas. Yeah. A little bit more pine here than the part of Northern California I grew up. But these rocks, and if you get up into the foothills around the North State, you'll definitely see a lot of terrain similar to this. 100%. Listen to that engine purr. Now we're hitting, must be hitting just a little bit of slope. It is fighting me. There we go, there we go. Now we're sloping back down. Oh, we got a steep grade coming up, it says. We'll just coast into that. Well, the engine's fighting us a little bit. Interesting. I'd have expected to pick up more speed on a slope like this. I guess it depends how good the truck's built. There we go. Set a little cruise control. Yeah, we'll just enjoy this. Just look at that. Oh, we're gonna murder ourselves on this turn. Especially with this keyboard. Can't crank it quite enough. Nope, nope, we're fine. We're fine. We did it, folks. We did it. Only got 28 miles to go. I mean, yes, the roads are a little windy. Got a 50 coming up here.
Get ready to
Got
turn
another
right.
junction. Okay. Slow down. Oh, we gotta slow way down for this junction. Look how sharp that is.
Turn right.
Alrighty. Okay. Okay, and we are on our way back up. We escaped that. Okay, folks. Back on the road. I say that as if we weren't on the road. We're back on a road from another road. Looks like we're back on the freeway. Right. There we go. Got things back up to speed. Let's just admire these foothills. Is that a lake maybe off in the distance there? Can't quite see it from the cab here, but I thought I spotted a lake. We should probably focus a little more. We only got 8 miles to go. Any one of these exits could be the one for us, folks. No lake, I guess, but I thought I saw something. Do see a river, it looks like, up here. So that's nice. Oh! Speeding! Ah, we were slowing down, officer. That's too aggressive. Well, add one to the counter, folks. Got a ticket violations. I gotta build a counter out for that. I have some friends that use those, and we'll figure out something like that. Oh. That was close. That was close. We almost added a little bit of a fender bender to our ticket count. Oh, this is real pretty. Look at this. Now, wouldn't it be funny if you had a house just up this hill and it was modeled in this game? Are any of you living up this hill? That would be cool.
Go straight on.
Oh. Alright, that was a real soft impact. They didn't fine us for it, but that is, yeah, we definitely bumped their bender. These lights are terrible. Traffic in this town is terrible. Looks like we're going to have a left turn up ahead, so I need to get out of this lane. This is a nightmare. Come on, folks. It's a bubbly. Bubbly. Have you been lurking this whole time? Have you been my lurker? We had somebody named Wolf come by and say hello to us, but it's my friend Bubbly coming by to say hi. Are you getting ready to set up a stream of your own here soon? Just came in? Okay, okay. Well, we got up to 2 viewers. We got 1 lurker, and we've got Bubbly. Let's see if I can drop this load off without... You know, this town kind of reminds me of like a drier, flatter Bellingham. Although, look at that hotel. That hotel's too big and fancy for us. I do like... Okay, look. It is 5:30 and pay... Like, look at that place. Drake's Burger. Well, I think we know where we're going for dinner, folks, after we drop off this cargo. Absolutely.
Turn left. Turn right. Finally, we are here.
Tidbit goods and foods. Enter. Where do you need it? They're gonna have some crazy thing. Back it into here. Look, I'm not that kind of driver. We're just gonna drop it off over here and kind of make you all deal with it. I am the worst truck driver. Hey, this looks just like the parking lot we were just in, folks. Looks mighty suspicious. Bubbly tells us not streaming until later. Her significant other is working nights, so he's sleeping right now. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Man, I've got multiple garbage trucks all pulling up at once in front of my... What is going on here? I don't know how garbage days work here where I live, folks, but I just had a few pull through. Oh, now look at that. I messed that parking all up. We're just going to have to abandon that parking job, folks. That was terrible.